to assisting parents
Oh,
whose
thank you.
children have passed. Through support and resources, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to hopefulness and greater peace of mind. HPH goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non dogmatic way. HPH welcomes everyone, regardless of religions or non religious backgrounds, and encourages open dialogue.
Thank you, Joyce. I am so happy to have Christine here tonight. I'm going to read her bio for all of you. Art has always been a lifeline for me. As an art teacher, I've had the privilege of guiding students of all ages through a wide range of creative mediums. In March of 2021, while teaching high school ceramics, my world changed when my 17-year-old son, Xavier, passed from fentanyl poisoning. In the months that followed, I stepped away from the classroom to protect my own heart, but I never stepped away from learning or creating. In the space grief carved out, I found a new sense of purpose. With Xavier beside me in spirit, I became certified as a grief educator, trained in grief movement, and co-founded Honoring X, a creative, mindful space for parents navigating life after loss. During that time, my art became small, intimate, and deeply personal. Watercolor, neurographic art, collage, even hand-painted furniture, each piece a quiet conversation between me and my son. I have recently returned to teaching, this time at the elementary level. For a long while, being around children was painful and triggering, but eventually I felt the gentle pull to return, to step into a new chapter for myself and for my family, both here and in spirit. I'm grateful to share space, creativity, and healing with other parents who understand this journey. That's beautiful, Christine.
Thank
I'm,
you.
I'm going to hand it over to you. Take it away.
Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm so excited to be here. It's an absolute honor. I've been following for 4 years, and I just started the art group with you guys, and to be able to be on here is just, it's beyond words. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So tonight I want to show you, I have a document camera I'm going to be kind of hopping in between, but for right now I want to show you, this is what we're going to be working on. I have a couple of other prototypes, and I'll show you those when I turn on the document camera. It started out as, so that picture has some meaning to me. If you can see, this is a picture of my son. I can show you on the document camera. So this is Xavier, and this was taken just a couple months. This is the end of COVID. So this was taken just a couple months at like a selfie place that he went with his sister, and he's got these fake wings on. He's jumping up and down or whatever, and then it wound up being the picture that we used at his celebration of life. And so, working with that image, I was looking for something for Honoring X, and it took me months to just sort of sketch things out, and things that mean something to me. And I took that image and then turned it into like a logo. You can kind of see it here, and I can show it again on the document camera. So I had I've done this metal work before, but recently I'm trying to have my fifth graders do a project where they have to do a personal symbol. So something that reflects who they are through images and not in words. And so I thought, I was having some challenges trying to figure out how to teach the class because I hadn't taught it to that grade level before. And so I thought, I better do my own demonstration of it. And so I cut it together. And what it is so it's this image of him. And it's an X for Xavier. And then it has the wings, on there. And so when I made it, it always has like this sort of angel feel to it. As you can see, like in the logo, it has like an angel feel to it and stuff. And then when I made it and I showed my friend, she said, "Oh my gosh, she's like, it looks like an angel for him and a butterfly for you." And it was just, of course, it's like, ah. And so it sort of took on a life of its own. So I felt like when I was teaching this, and I just felt like I finally had something that I could show that really resembled or, showed who I was as a person and as an artist. And so with that, let me go ahead and get my camera on. I have, my art has been, as you saw in the bio, it's been what I just call quiet. It's helped me tremendously through everything. It kind of comes and goes in waves and stuff, and sometimes it takes more of a back seat than I want it to because I'm working or or whatever, or I just feel like I can't treat myself to taking time to take care of myself. And so having something like this coming back into teaching and stuff and being able to play with materials and stuff has been just really so helpful. But I love working with adults too. That's like one of my favorite things to do. So let me go on ahead and get on here if I can get this together, and please let me know if you have any questions.
If anyone has any questions, just unmute yourself and you can ask Christine yourself.
Yeah. Here's a beautiful tabletop picture here. So you might be able to see the picture a little bit better. Oh, sorry. So this is what we're working with. It's a little dark. But I also have there's different ways that you can do this. This is done on just cardboard from the post office. And I'll show you what the foil looks like that I'm using. I've also done this one for people who like things a little bit busier. This is mounted onto black paper, and then I just use metallic markers to pull out the images. This looks more like an angel. The lighting is really bad. Sorry. This looks a little more like an angel than the first one does. And then if people want to, they can do something like this, or this. I just sort of started this one. This is more of a butterfly. You can see the metal now without having any finishes on it. You could do this as an ornament. There's a million things that you can do with this material, which is great. It's gold on one side and it's silver on the other side. So you get to choose. So this one's in silver, this one's in gold, and obviously that one's in gold too. So let me show you where we get started on this. So I just starts with a sketch like anything, right? Like I was just sort of sketching this out, looking at him and just sort of playing with the shape. And I actually did it on really big paper first to sort of get some of my emotions out and some big movements, and then brought it into this smaller size. I scribble on the back. This is the old school transfer way, right? Like we did when we were little kids, or carbon paper, but you scribble in nice and dark on the back, get both ways. And then I can transfer the image onto the cardboard. So I would take that, and here's my post office cardboard I got off of Facebook Marketplace, and I would just lay it on here and then just transfer the image. I won't do the whole thing. So you can see where it's kind of faint, but you can go over it in black Sharpie if you want to. This is a really good way to transfer. Also, by doing it here on the paper, what I can do is I can cut out my paper, also cut out my wings or anything that you do. I thought it could be fun for people to do, maybe do their child's initials. That could be kind of fun. Or I like a lot of my artwork deals with the signs that I get from Xavier. There's lots of hearts and heart-shaped rocks and all kinds of fun things that I like putting into my art whenever I find. I'll journal it, or I'll draw a picture of it, or put it in my my sketchbook or my journal. So I've got my cardboard. I have foam. This one happens to have a sticker on the back, which is fantastic. And then you can just trace onto here. So I've got my paper, did my drawing, I got it onto here, I got it onto my foam. So that's super helpful to do something like that. Get it out of the way.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. My name's Alicia.
Hi.
Your art is beautiful.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
You can do it on paper and or foam, and I'm confused about what you would use the foam for.
Yep, absolutely. So there's a couple different things. This is the 3D model
Okay,
of the
sorry, I'll just
actual.
wait.
No,
Sorry.
no, no, it's okay. No, you're fine. This is a terrific question. This is a 3D model of that drawing. So what I've done is I'm going to slide out my little drawer here. This is me and all my little art supplies. Um, the foam, the nice thing about the foam is what you can do with the metal like this. There's two different things that we'll do with the metal today. This is, I take a piece of foam and I can just put it on here. I use like anything soft. You don't want to use the tip of the pencil because it could cut right through it. But if I hold this metal down on top of the foam and trace it, I can push into it. And that's how you get your designs you can get your designs into the foam like that. So that's where the foam comes in handy. What I like to do I want to build a little bit, if you can see this. Underneath here, this is exactly how I built this. You can see that it sticks up. See how it sticks up a little bit? So it sticks up a little bit because this is the structure that's underneath it. So I have the foam, and then I cut out the yarn, and then I hot glued the pipe cleaner. So this is what I'm having my students do is I'm like, if you can find it around the house, glue it on there. Whatever you can use is fantastic for me. So the nice thing about when the metal can go up over and we push in over the top of these 3D designs, or you can push in to the foam and create designs also. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to elevate this design up off the cardboard. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. You're just making it more 3D
Yes.
instead of just a
Yes.
flat surface.
Exactly.
Are
Exactly.
you
And
just do you use the glue gun to put the yarn on, or you just use regular glue?
yeah. So I use the hot glue. I cut out. Oops. Sorry, my hot glue gun's having a fit on me over here. I glue the pipe cleaner on with hot glue. Then I do the foam with the regular Elmer's glue, and the same thing with the yarn. The reason that I do the Elmer's glue with it is it gives me some time to manipulate the materials. If I have, you can actually draw, believe it or not, you can actually just draw with the glue. And once the glue dries, you can use that also. Or you can use, I saw a video where somebody was using like the 3D fabric paint, and you can do the same thing here. I stuck something into this one so it looks a little junky, but if you don't want to do all the pipe cleaner and the yarn and all that stuff, you can simply do a design with um, the 3D fabric paint. Do you see how tall that is?
Yeah, that's really nice. That's a great
Yeah, so
idea.
that it has quite a bit of control to it, which is great. And then if you need to, you can always clean it up with a Q-tip. The reason that I didn't do this is because I didn't see that video until earlier today. So it takes quite a while for this to dry. But I am gonna practice. I didn't want to do it with my students because they'll destroy it. So they like to manipulate the things, the building, the construction and stuff is something I think a lot of the kids really enjoy doing. I don't think they get enough of it. So I love having them just do construction, which is fantastic. So I'm just going to lay this down.
Did you say that you teach kindergarten now?
Right now I teach K-5.
Oh, okay.
So I taught high school. Oops, I put the wrong size on here. I've taught all grades and adults, just about every single medium. So now I only have about 300 students, which for elementary is actually good. When I was teaching K-8, I had 750.
Wow.
Yeah, kids. That's why I was like, I think it's time to try high school. So I got into high school ceramics, which was wonderful. I love doing ceramics. And then COVID hit, so I had to do COVID ceramics. That's a whole that's a whole other meeting in and of itself. And then when my son passed, I was like, yep, he was 17. It was a different high school, but I couldn't do the high school kids anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I teach K through 5. It's funny because the kindergartners, they can get something done, and what takes a fifth grader 3 days to do, a kindergartner can do in 35 minutes.
That freedom to just throw it on there and play with
Yes.
it, right? Not
Yeah,
overthink it.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's wonderful. I love teaching. I couldn't be I tried teaching second grade for a year, and that was the year that made me go, you know what, I think it's time to go back to art. But I love those. I love that age.
I think
So
there's something
go
nice
ahead.
about being able to manipulate the materials with your hands too.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
often end up a lot of times painting with my hands instead of brushes.
Isn't that a fantastic feeling?
Mm-hmm.
It's such a great feeling. Yeah, I don't have my apron on today, but I've got like handprints down the front of my apron from the all day shenanigans with the little kids and stuff. So this is just like this is the simple version of this. This is what this looks like underneath. Again, you can see that it's taped here. You can leave just the plain cardboard like that. If you want to, do a yarn border or something, or if you want to put more pipe cleaners in, you can do more designs. For me, this is because that's why this is more simple. Um, so that's that. If I were to put foam in here, I could push in and draw more designs if I wanted to than I would on flat cardboard. So if I filled this up, here's a drawing of one that I did. If I wanted to do that butterfly just on just the foam, and I could just push in it would be like a drawing, but pushing in on this metal. So let me show you this is the metal here. The metal is, I put out a supply list on, on that email that I sent for you, Christy. I know you have that. I'm sure you guys will put it there's a couple of different things in there. Some supply list. I found something on Amazon, which is like a embossing foil craft package or whatever, and it had multiple pieces of this metal foil, and then it had some tools, and it had some foam for pressing, for pressing into it and stuff. It's a really kind of a neat thing. Or you can go through Blick Art Supplies. Blick is probably where this metal came from. I didn't purchase this. It was in my classroom. So I don't know what gauge it is, but the gauge that's on Blick is 36 gauge. The one on Amazon, all it says is 0.08 millimeter, which means nothing to me. I have no idea what that means. Or you can use heavy duty aluminum foil too. If you were to do the heavy duty aluminum foil, I would stick with this. Wait for that to dry. Use this, and then I would push it in with a Q-tip, and just because it can cut pretty easily, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Any questions? All right, so we'll do the silver side up like we did before. I want to make sure that my cardboard is a little bit bigger than my foil is a little bit bigger than my cardboard, and just fold it over like a present. For time's sake, I'm not gonna make this the world's most perfect. It's just is barely rolling up over the top. You can see how the foil, it just sticks. Unlike, aluminum foil sticks also, but it's just a little easier to tear. But if you just want to do something with what you have at home, that aluminum foil is really fun. And then I've already got my tape ready to go. Just tape this down. I'm just using blue painter's tape because that's all I could find in the house. But masking tape is good, or whatever you have. I'm a big proponent of a project like this. Like if you can just use whatever you have in the house or whatever you have in your craft room, that's always very satisfying. So that's a little crooked, but I would take a little more time and straighten that out just for my own OCD. Right. And then I'll just turn this back around. And you can't really see it, but once you get started, you can start to push it in. You could use your fingers. Now this will tear also. If you use like the point of a pen or a pencil or something. So I've got my chopsticks, I've got my Q-tips, I've got plastic spoons, erasers for my pencils, anything that seems logical. I went and bought this at Hobby Lobby today. It's a little embossing. Oops, can you see it? Sorry. It's a little embossing tool, and it has this little ball on the tip of it. But I'm all about the freebies. So then you just push in. I've done this at an art education conference before, and they just use tag board, which is like a real thin kind of cardboard. And we just did abstract designs with it. It wasn't anything. So if someone doesn't know what they want to do, lends itself really well to just being the process and the shapes and the patterns and the designs and the freedom of just working with the material. You don't have to feel like you have to just do a thing. It doesn't have to necessarily look like anything. So I'm pushing pretty hard, trying to get that shape to come through.
Ask a clarifying question.
Yes, of course, please.
This is so freaking cool. I can't believe it. I can't wait to do it. But it's like you're saying that I could, if I didn't do the 3D model, I
Yes.
could put that over the cardboard and do a design right on the foil.
Yes, like right on the foam.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, right
cool.
on the foam. So I'll show you that too.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can see it starting to come. I'm trying to find that yarn in there, and I'm going in between the yarn. I'm going over the pipe cleaner. The reason why I have the 3D in here is it's just going to give it's like a stronger frame. It gives me a better base. I can still do, if I want to, I could still do, little designs. I can still etch into the cardboard here if I wanted to. I could still make all kinds of really cool designs and stuff. Also, it's just a little bit easier on the foam, and I'll show you. So I would just kind of I always teach my students, and I do this myself. I try to do a little bit on each side. That way I'm not perfecting one side and then coming back and trying to go into the other side. So it's a little bit on this side, a little bit on this side. Then it gets, for me, I feel like it gives it a more cohesive feel. So that foil is. So just getting my fingers in there. Again, if I wanted to, I could just get in there with that Q-tip. I can get in there with that eraser. I have, this one has a hole. This one has a hole in it. If you do puncture a hole in it, it's no big deal. It just kind of goes right back. It goes right back together. It doesn't really, you can't really see it unless it's like a really big hole, obviously. So I would just take my time and just get in there and push around that frame. But again, if I wanted to, I could come in here and put some accent lines or something in it also. It doesn't have to be just flat. So it'll be, when I put the color on, it's going to be a little bit different because it's got all these little designs on it. But if I'm going to show you the difference in, so this is just foil. got the goop on there from the stuff that I put on there. So this is just the foil, either side. This is embossing, and this is something called repose. So you're going to be using the front and the back. Usually is what. So I think it means like a push and pull or something. So same thing here, except I don't have my three-dimensional, my skeleton underneath it. I'm just, if the building thing doesn't do much for you and you just want to go for it with a drawing, this would be probably more for you. And you just come in, as long as you can put a magazine underneath you. You can put, a newspaper. A little crooked here. I like the foam, or you could put like a thick piece of felt. I think the foam's pretty forgiving. So again, I'm just kind of doing a little bit on both sides. That's just the way my brain works. I can do my pencil. I can do any of it. This seems to have been my sort of my go-to, was my little chopstick here. But this right here has been pushed in from the back. And I'm just giving it some texture here, and I can just flip it over. And you can see how it has a little bit of a different feel than this. Or you can do, if you wanted to, this could be the front. You get to decide which one works better for you. So if maybe I wanted to do some more circle, I'm just doing a monarchs of the butterflies that I usually see when I think of Xavier. If I get a sign from Xavier, it's usually dragonflies, but a monarch is our go-to butterfly. Again, so I'm just pushing into that foam. That foam is taking all that pressure in there. I put in some more grooves. For me, I love just doodling on it, like Zen doodles. If you need to, you can always rub your finger on it, or you can take it and kind of slide it across on the corner of your table, and that'll smooth it out a little bit if you make a mistake. But I think one of the beautiful things about this is the mistake is something that's kind of fantastic about it too, right? Like the kintsugi pottery, where you put the gold into the cracks to embrace the imperfections. So we're going to go back to this. I got a little tear there. Let me balance this out just for my own well-being.
I think
So
the imperfections make it interesting. I think perfection's boring to me, but some people really like it to be very balanced and very neat and particular, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's also very unforgiving if you're
absolutely
trying to make it perfect. But it's just so cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel the same. This is like it kind of forces you to work with whatever the material wants to do. Is you better, that's where you're going. you gotta be okay with just whatever that material. Sometimes it bends a different way than you think it's going to. But it's really because it's so tactile, it's very soothing, I think, even though it's metal. All right, I'm going to get on to the color real fast just so we have a better idea. So I just use regular Sharpies. You don't have to put color onto it. You can just leave it as is. So this one I put yellow on it, so it looks gold, which is weird because the gold is on the other side. But the Sharpies, they look, now for a little kid would be like, woo, with the silver and the metallics and the stuff like that. And I'm going to see how they feel about the dark, putting that India ink over the top of it. But that's my favorite part, is that India ink, I feel like, is when it really kind of comes to life. So even with the Sharpie, I can still create designs, or I can go super, super light with it. Xavier's favorite color is purple. So I made the X purple. And then I wanted it to sort of stand out. This isn't the same purple, it's a different purple. Now I would obviously spend a lot more time going in and working on these features and straightening them out a little bit. But for time, I wanted to make sure that we get through, that you guys get to see the whole process.
So for markers, do you want to always use a permanent marker versus like acrylic paint marker?
Yeah, I haven't tried acrylic paint markers, honestly. You can. I've seen where people put the ink on first, and then you can paint like over the top of the black with acrylic or with an acrylic pen or marker or something. You're welcome to do something like that.
Can you move it up just a little bit in the
Yes,
camera?
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Yep. Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. Good. Thank you. Thank you. And then if you want, you can just kind of go into the grooves or whatever, whatever works for you, wherever you're feeling, or no color. I'm going to leave this with no color so you can see the difference. And then we'll just have these wings over here with a little bit of color. Maybe I'll highlight some of these spirals. Can't really see that too much. There's a little bit. I don't want it to be like gaudy. I want it to be sort of subtle. So you can see where I'm going to leave this one alone, and I'm going to add some color. I'll add some color here. And the same thing could be with this one. I can just leave this one black, or I can add some color to it. If I wanted to do this as a Christmas ornament, maybe I would do some red and green or something on it, and then put the ink over it and then cut it out. So that's completely up to you, however you want to do that. I'm going to get my messy mat, which is also known as a grocery bag. And I'm going to put this on just so that we get a feel for this. So this is the ink that I use. It's just Winsor Newton, but any Indian ink would work just fine. I have my little jar, and I have my foam brush and some tissue. Tissues, we love the tissues. Shake it up a little bit. I'm going to put some in the jar instead of straight on top of the picture. So you can see it's just a little bit goes a long way on it. I'm not going to put a ton. Let me see. Well, maybe you probably can't see. I'm just going to go straight over. I'm going to go straight over it. It actually looks really good without color too. It just depends on what works for you. It's not going to dry super fast, so I've got some time to play with it, which is wonderful. It does get on it will stain your clothes. I'm trying to get in those grooves. I'm not going to let it sit because I can always add more later if I want to, but if I rub a ton, it will, eventually could take off the color. But once it dries, I can always add a little bit more. So this is just like a little blackout here. And it was just 2 little squeeze bottle drops in there, so it's not a ton. It's just an antiquing process. What I love about it is that it sits in those grooves and really highlights the details, unlike leaving it without. But it may not be for everybody, and that's okay. So a little on, a little off, a little on, a little off. So you can see the color. Ugh, you can't, sorry. The lighting is terrible in here. You can kind of see the color. Trying to make it. That's the one with, that's the side without the color, and that's the side with the color. Sorry.
Oh, we can see it. We
Can you
can,
see? Okay. Okay,
yeah.
great. That's fantastic.
And maybe after we're done, you could just take a few photos and we'll post those on the page too.
Absolutely. That sounds great. So here's just a quick version of it. Let me show you if I were to just put it on. This is the one, the repose, which is, this is the one, the only one on the foam. It doesn't have the 3D structure underneath it.
Move it up just a little bit.
You got it. I'm like staring at the ink.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what it looks like with no color too, because that
Yeah.
really is fantastic. The side
Yeah.
that you didn't even put color on still looked
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
beautiful.
And it's really just a preference. It's really, I like when I do my hand painted furniture and stuff, I like things having a little bit of a patina to it. So for me, I did mine, the original prototype I did that with color, because I wanted the kids to see with color, because that's more of a hook when you've got little kids. For me personally, anytime I've done this, I've never added color. I've just kept the metal.
So, Christine, it looks like you
Yes.
don't give any drying time for the ink at
Mm-mm.
all. It's just put it on
Uh-uh.
and
Yep.
wipe it off. Okay.
Yep. Get it on, get it off, get it on, get it off. You can always add more.
Okay.
You can always buff out as much as you want. I found that if you give it too much drying time, then it gets really streaky when you try to. I'm gonna go this way. It gets really streaky when you try to clean it. Off. So this one. See how it's just sitting in the grooves? And I can always add. I can always add a little bit more. I can take off a little bit more. Again, some people add a colored paint over the top of it. Can you see it okay at all, or is it?
Oh yeah, we can see it. It's beautiful. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's really just has such a unique look to it. I'm sorry, trying to get it. So I can, at this point, I can add a little bit more, or I can just leave it like this. I would probably, like, I want to put just a tiny bit more on, a little heavier this time, and really let it sit in those grooves. So not necessarily drying time, but maybe just a heavier application this time. So I think if the building of it is your thing, the first one I showed you is the way to go. If you just want to jump at it and start drawing, then don't do the background, don't do the 3D model of it, and just go for it with the drawing. I like, the reason we did the 3D is you've got a little more control over it. Like, I can build it and then I can take it apart and build it again or whatever. There it goes. Now it's coming through. So I'm going to take a little more of that off. I'm trying to give it that end, like an antiqued look to it. And the great thing is I can let this dry and I can go back at it. I can add more details to it. I can, build something onto it. I can attach things to it or whatever, and then add the ink again. So it's kind of a not never ending, like, oh my gosh, this is never ending, but it's something that you can just kind of keep building and adding on to. With this one, what I would do is it cuts so gently, it's cut so easily. So I would cut this one out. It would take a little more time to cut it out, hole punch it, and I would probably put like raffia or something in it and maybe make it an ornament. Even if it doesn't go on my tree, it could be really pretty, like on like a tablescape or something at your dinner table. And the good thing too is I can antique the back of it too once that front is dry, so it looks like it's intentionally has the silver and gold. You can use, you don't have to use India ink. There's all kinds of different kinds of inks that you can buy in different colors too. You can see my hands are getting, it's a good day when your hands get dirty, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah, I got dirty today. This is fantastic.
I was thinking like you could cut it out and attach it to a gift bag even.
Oh yeah.
So you could do so many things with this.
Yeah. So many. It's just the only thing is that it's kind of hard to find the metal. I gave you guys that Amazon link, and then Blick, I sent a link to you guys for that one too. But I did go to Hobby Lobby and I went to Michael's and I didn't find, neither place had this in stock. They don't carry it anymore. And so like a local art supply store would have it, or Amazon or something. And then, excuse me as I get, or you can even just mount it onto like a black piece of paper or something too, and turn that into a card. That's how this one was made. So this one was made purely with, this was purely done on just the foam. So there's no cardboard backing on this one. And I just hot glued the 4 spots here. You don't need a lot. And then I took my metallic markers, because who doesn't love metallics? Metallics are fantastic. So I actually put a metallic marker on here so that I had that same, this reddish brown color in the wings. This kind of had like a Starry Night kind of feel to it. And I just wanted to,
Christine,
yes.
on this one, so you don't have a 3D model under there, yet you got all that depth to it?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
wow.
that's just from pushing onto the foam. So this one actually, I think I might have wrapped the pipe, put a pipe cleaner under it, and then pushed over the pipe cleaner, and then took the pipe cleaners out. Now that I think about it. So, but you probably can't really see it, but it's pushed in.
Oh yeah, you can see it. That is just amazing.
Yeah, you can see how some of it's pushed in, and some of it's, yeah. So it's got, this is blue, and then it has this this reddish burgundy color here too. So you can kind of see sort of the same thing happening, with this. But this side has just as much detail as that side does. So if I were to put the antique wash on this, the India ink on this, and have it on both sides just hanging, I mean, that would be really pretty also. So this could be, you're saying putting it on a card, because it's still pretty delicate. Even if you just glued this and then used your metallic markers, and drew in this, or put something on the back, or you could do, your people's names for your tables at the Christmas table, or just for any time. But even to do, it'd be really cool too, is like I was saying earlier, to even do your kids' initials, which could be kind of fun, and make some sort of beautiful design out of your kids' initials. Then they have a place at the table also, or a place on the tree, or just in general. I mean, this is really pretty, just a frame too. Any of them can be framed, really. A little bit. You see my IKEA box that everything is sitting on. So that's the three of those. But I just,
gorgeous.
Yeah, thank
Absolutely
you.
Gorgeous. And the possibilities are endless.
It's absolutely endless. You can just didn't go on and on. I want to show you the black paper that I use. Is just this Strathmore, this Artigan paper. That's the side of it. I really love this black paper. It's really, really black. And it doesn't really fade, which is fantastic. So you can really, spend some time with those. The foil, if anyone wanted to do regular foil, again, I would probably put it over this, but you can see if I put this is the regular heavy duty foil, but I have to say this is a generic foil, and you know how generics work. They're not quite so fantastic. So you can put it like that. I can put this over and put something underneath it, to make some form and some shape. I can push into it also. So if all you have is just the foam, or excuse me, the foil at home, then you can still do it. It's just you have to be really, really gentle with the regular foam. The regular aluminum. I'm just drawing with like a Q-tip.
This is so great, Christine. I have this whole fresh bottle of India ink. I don't know why I bought it. That's been sitting for like 3 years. So I can't wait to do something.
Yay! Yay, that's fantastic. I'm gonna put, let's see. Is there anything that I can show you guys? Any further steps or anything? I don't know if you can see, is the lighting better now? You can kind of see the colors a little bit better. I hope so.
You could see it well the other way too.
Oh, good. Okay, thanks, Alicia. I appreciate that.
And just to clarify, you said after you put the black on, then you could even go back and add more color and even more black if you wanted to. So there's a building effect you can do.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So if you do it that way with the Sharpies, I would keep a tissue nearby, and then clean up your Sharpie in between. Yeah, so you've got like a paper towel or something, so you draw a little bit on top of the India ink, clean off your marker, and go back and forth, just to keep your marker clean. Or you guys were asking about the acrylic paint pens. That could be a good time for the acrylic paint pens also. I just haven't tried it, but I would imagine it's pretty easy to do.
Oh, you're just amazing. Thank you.
Oh, yay.
I usually can't come to these meetings, and I'm so excited that I was able to come tonight.
Oh, me too.
Thank you, Christy.
Yeah, it's so good to see you here.
Thank you. Yeah, so the kit that I found on Amazon, I think is on sale right now for $12, and you get, I think like 10 sheets of this metal foil. Just make sure that if you're going to buy it, that you don't buy gold leaf. They sell gold leaf like at the same place where they would sell the gold foil. Two totally different things. And then everybody's got Sharpies. Everyone's got, all the materials that I've shown you. It's a pretty inexpensive. I think for $25 you can get a lot of bang for your buck for it, and a lot of wear out of it. Yay! This was great.
Christine, well, we still have a few minutes. In your bio, you talked about being a certified grief educator, trained in grief movement. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yep. So, not too right after I lost Xavier, and I quit work. I found David Kessler, and I read his book, and then I found Tender Hearts, and I got on Tender Hearts, and then I was in the first class of the Grief Educator program. So I think it's the third or fourth one now. And then his partner does a grief yoga also. And so I did the certification with that, but because I don't have the 200 hours as a yoga instructor, it's grief movement as opposed to grief yoga. But I would like to go back and do both, because I found that in therapy and any of the work that I've done with the PTSD and the trauma that we all have from losing our kids and stuff, that any somatic body work that I did along with the talk therapy has been it's indescribable. the change that's done for me and the help that it's given me. So with the Grief Educator program, they have like an alumni, so I still join the classes and stuff, and it's assistants, and a lot of the people do run either grief groups or they're therapists, or I'm working with a person that's one of my close friends who happens to be a therapist, and we're working on developing some art classes and community work for people, for bereaved parents ourselves. So it's come in handy. It's been really great.
Could I say something really quickly?
Yes, please.
This
Yes.
was amazing. And I have Cheryl on here with me because we couldn't get her back on, but she's been
Hi,
watching
Cheryl.
it too. And she's been watching the whole thing. But anyway, I just wanted to say that David offered those classes to our affiliate leaders twice now for the 2
Oh, wow.
which was really nice. And he and Paul came to our second conference.
Yes, I saw that.
And they're coming back again next.
Are they?
And they're
Oh
both
my, they're amazing.
So we'll all be able to do that grief yoga, which I like to say healing yoga.
Yes, yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
As the healing educator information that David's going to give us. But his son had just passed right before he came to our conference, the second conference, and he was saying that he'd been doing this work his whole life, and having his son pass completely changed his perspective on everything, which I'm sure you probably noticed in the classes as well.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't want to break in, but I just.
Oh, no, I saw that they came to the conference and I thought that was fantastic. I mean, what a great, that's so fitting. It's so great that they were there.
Yeah, they were wonderful. It was wonderful to have them speak. And David talked about signs that his son sends him, especially through a T-shirt that he always sees at.
Oh, really?
Where he presents. Does he talk about that at all in the? I mean, it was really funny because at the Helping Parents Heal conference, this very unusual T-shirt that he would always see on his son was in the audience, but he said, "I'm not going to say who's wearing it."
Oh, that's amazing.
Which was
that's
really
amazing.
fun.
Yeah.
So that made us all feel really good.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, he talks a little bit about it. I think he gets he's kind of talked about how some people don't get signs, and so that he's cautious of talking too much about signs in certain groups because he doesn't want people to feel badly if they're not getting signs. But I think because Helping Parents Heal, that's what we focus on, is knowing that our kids are here with us at all times. That I think is probably a safer place to talk about signs than it would be maybe in some other groups.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, this has been wonderful. It's been so much fun to watch.
Yay.
It's been fun to see Cheryl as well this evening because I get to see her and she gets to see you.
That's fantastic.
But anyway, I'll turn it back over to you and Christy, and thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving.
So Honoring X, is that the group? That's what you've co-founded with your friend that you're to start teaching the classes, and that's well, know, we're happy to be your trial run.
That would be
whenever you want to teach
amazing.
Class.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
This has been fantastic. Just
thank you so much.
Such a beautiful project, and so simple that, like you said, anyone could do it. You can just, if you have nothing else other than your aluminum foil and your Q-tips and a magazine. I often cut up boxes. I mean, I order stuff from Amazon pretty regularly, and I will, if I have a big enough box, I will cut up boxes and use that cardboard for stuff. So
absolutely,
I think anybody can find some easy materials around the house. But this has been fantastic, Christine. I appreciate you coming and sharing Xavier with us and sharing this project with us, and we hope you'll come again sometime.
Yes, thank you. It's been an honor. I really I've loved being able to do this, and I love what you guys are doing, and I love Helping Parents Heal, and having an art chapter has just been fantastic. Thank you so
Well,
much.
I love it too, and I am so happy that everyone could join us tonight. And I know a lot of people will watch it after the fact. And please post your projects when you
Please.
do them. We all want to see what you've done.
Yeah, I would love that.
I think that
Does-
Joyce wants to ask a question. There's
I was
a
about to say, does anyone have any questions?
Yes.
Oh, do you want to just go ahead, Jessica, and
Yeah, I was
ask?
just curious, when Xavier was younger, did he enjoy doing these crafts with you, or was he
Thank
too
you.
cool to participate with mom? Or
Thank you for asking. I love that. He was a really he's a really talented musician, and he could teach himself how to play any instrument. Where a kid could go walk by a piano and play on it. It's like, ooh, whoa. It would sound like something even when he was 3. So he's always been like really a very creative person. When he was younger, he would come with me into my art classes. But there's one of the things that he really liked. He felt like he couldn't draw, which a lot of kids get stuck thinking that they can't draw. A lot of adults, right, think because they can't do art because they can't draw. But we would do paper marbling, and he could sit forever and just paper marble, where you're just dropping the ink in the water, running your finger through it and stuff, and then dropping the paper in it and making your own papers and stuff. Christy, I bet you've done it with your collages, and something like that was something that he would love to do. If I said, let's go sit and draw, he'd be like, no, thank you.
well, thank
Yeah.
you so much, and thanks for sharing him with us.
I appreciate you asking. Thank you.
Do you have any of his artwork?
I do. I have, we have some paperwork. Oh, as a matter of fact, that right there is his.
Oh, that's
As a matter of
awesome.
fact, yeah, they had to do a famous artist, and he was Salvador Dali. He had to pick the weirdest one he possibly could, of course. And so he got to go to school with the big, long, weird mustache, and so this artwork is based off of one of Salvador Dali's paintings. So it just sits right here in my studio, which makes me beyond happy.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Yeah. He loved it. It was great. And he got to dress up, which is one of his favorite things to do.
Oh my gosh, he sounds a lot like Tess, as a matter of fact.
Does he?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure she was a character too. He was one of those old souls that just, he saw things just in a whole different way. And so when I see one of my signs that I know he's playing games with me, or it's he'll dare me to pick up a heart-shaped rock in the middle of a shopping center at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, always had high spirited.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, anybody else have anything before we say goodnight?
I just
No.
think this was fantastic, and thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Joyce. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see what you guys do with it.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to do it myself.
Yeah. Sounds
I gotta get
fantastic.
some India ink. I'll have to break my rule. My rule is no ink. I'm in a rental house. I got rid of
Oh,
my inks before I moved here, but I'll have to break my rule for this.
yeah. Just do a messy mat and you'll be fine. Get your inner kindergartner
That's right.
on the messy mat.
Well,
Thank you all so
everyone
much.
unmute and tell Christine thank you, and hopefully we'll see y'all again next month.
Thank
Yes,
you.
definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Carol's
This is
waving.
beautiful.
She's saying peace.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much, everyone.
All
Take
right.
care.
Have a good
you.
night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.